Transfiguration of Jesus and Miraaj of Muhammad. In many areas, Islam tries to elevate Muhammad higher than Jesus. For example, Jesus will be Muhammad's disciple at his second coming. He will follow Islam. He will ask Muhammad to intercede on his behalf, meaning, Christians will have to ask Muhammad to make intercession, and Jesus will just be a mere Muslim. Even Muhammad's grandchild would be more honorable than Jesus. One of the aspects I want to share today is Jesus' transfiguration, which we can find in Matthew chapter 17, Luke 9, and Mark 9. We know that after telling about his crucifixion and resurrection, Jesus took Peter, James, and John on the mountain to pray, and, while praying, his appearance changed into a glorified form. One of the reasons for the transfiguration was to show his disciples his heavenly glory and who really he was. In my discussion with Muslims, they always try to undermine this event by saying that Muhammad was also invited by Allah to his heavenly realm. He traveled from Mecca to Medina and then to Mount Sinai and thereafter Jerusalem, where he prayed and then journeyed to heaven on a horse with wings called Buraq, which means lightning. He went to the place where only God resides, and even Gabriel told him that he could not enter that holy place. This journey is called Isra al-Miraaj, night journey and ascension, according to Quran 17:01. This journey also took place just after Muhammad and his companion were facing challenges. So the reason for this event was to show Muhammad's companion who Allah really was and how much he loves and honors Muhammad. Before this journey, Gabriel took out Muhammad's heart and washed it to purify, so he won't have any sin before he enters to Holy of Holies. On this journey, when he stopped at Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, 124,000 prophets were waiting for him, and he led them in prayer. Then he visited heaven and hell, spoke to Allah, and was given 5 times compulsory prayers as a gift. The Prophet of Islam also engaged in special discussions with Moses, Abraham, and Jesus. My main reason for sharing this comparative event is that you can get familiar with the reasons why Muslims believe that Muhammad is more honorable than Jesus. This will help you to understand where the Muslim stands and why. So, how after understanding this, can start a meaningful and fruitful conversation with them. Question 1. When was the mosque built in Jerusalem? Muslim answer. It was built between 685 to 715 AD, and Muhammad died in 632 AD. Response. So it came into existence after 60 years. How is it then that Muhammad visited the mosque and led 124,000 prophets in prayer? Question 2. If Muhammad met all the prophets in the mosque in Jerusalem, then how did those prophets meet him again in heaven, where he supposedly spent time with Moses, Abraham, and Jesus? Question 3. Was this miraculous journey that took place in a dream, physically, or in a vision? Muslims are not in agreement on this issue. Many believe that it was in a dream, while others say that it was in a vision or physical. Question 4. If Allah gave him 5 times prayer as a gift in heaven, then what prayer did he pray, and led 124,000 prophets into prayer at the mosque in Jerusalem before went to heaven? Question 5. What is the significance about this event? Question 6. Why was Muhammad's heart washed and purified? Question 7. Is a prophet less than or lower than Muhammad grandchild? You may create other questions as God leads. I hope this will be helpful to start a fruitful discussion with Muslims, and then share the gospel with them about who Jesus really is. Blessings.